All right. We're going to give it a moment here, and we're going live simultaneously on three different platforms. We're on our Instagram, Samba Tree Instagram. We're on our Samba Tree Facebook page, and we're also live on our Samba Tree YouTube page. So I'm just trying to make sure I'm doing everything I'm supposed to do here. And I'm just waiting right now because I'm on, I'm looking at different things. The more platforms you get on, it's like a little more complex as far as like what to pull up and all of that stuff. So that's what I'm doing right now. So, but it looks like everything is cool. It looks like we're all together here, and great. And welcome to our weekly Samba Tree Health News Update. I try to do this every weekend now, and I try to keep it short. The last two, I admit, they were not short at all. And when it was short for me, it was like half an hour, 35 minutes, press it on 40 minutes. But I'm really not trying to get it that long. And this week, I only got two items here, so it's not going to be long at all. So again, welcome. And this is just an opportunity for us. If you have any questions for us here at sambatree.com, this is a great opportunity. And you just happen to be scrolling and you catch me live. This is an opportunity for you to ask any questions that you may have for us. So if you've never been to the site, let me just pull it up for you real quick so that you can see what I'm talking about. This is, in fact, sambatree.com. I'm trying to get my face up here. Okay, there we go. And we focus and specialize on health and wellness. And so everything you'll see on our site, we have everything from teas, of course. We have powders, we have bitters, we have capsules, we have sea moss. We have a whole section just for body care, and we take we take everything very seriously. But the body care section, that was something that for us especially, we wanted to make sure we're giving the best on that, just like we do with everything. But if you ever take the time to go through your body care stuff that you get in some of these regular stores, they always add some extras in there that don't belong in there. And so we got tired of it. We said, no, we're going to make sure that for our store, we're offering the best, in terms of the best quality ingredients that are all natural. And you'll find that here. And then especially we have a whole section on dental care. It's 2025 with all the information that we have right now, you should not be depending on Colgate or Crest, and all these other, and I would just say demonic people out here, companies out here that add all this other nonsense to your toothpaste and tooth care, dental care stuff. It's we don't need to do that anymore. There's a lot of great things out here that are natural that you can use for it. Same thing with body care as well. You could check that out when you get a chance. And again, it's sambatree.com. And I mentioned teas. We also do bulk buys. So if you're interested in buying things by the bulk, like our African black block soap, you could do bulk black seed oil. We do bulk with sea moss, mullein leaves. Mullein is very good for clearing out your lungs. If you've been dealing with any kind of congestion or anything like that, mullein tea all day and all night. Definitely that. And then a lot of other things too you could check out. We even do our own natural laundry detergent. It's called Miss Sylvia's. You could check that out as well. So plenty of things on here that you can check out here on sambatree.com. All right. I also want to remind you that tomorrow is our first class. It's our first Samba University. That's going to be the first of many classes that we're going to start offering tomorrow, starting at 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. We are going to start off with our Samba University Chat GPT for grown folks. And we got, and this is something that we take very good pride in. And great, I'm seeing someone's asking questions. What do you recommend use for energy? I'm going to get to that, Miss Kim. Okay, I'm going to get to that. Your comment sitting up there. And yeah, we're going to answer that in a few moments. But yeah, keep them coming. Keep those questions coming. So anyway, Samba University, the class starts tomorrow. We're going to be covering, it's just for people who have been hearing about Chat GPT for a long time, and you just don't know how. It's like Double Dutch. Some of y'all remember Double Dutch back in the day, and you looking at all these people out here, they like, you know what I mean? And how do I jump in? If I jump in, I'm gonna get twisted up. Well, that's not gonna happen here. Just think of this class as Double Dutch. We're gonna slow it down and get you in so you can have fun and you can learn and you can build and you can grow and all of that. You'll be able to do that. And we're just going to start with the very basic, and we're going to just move it right on up here. I wanted to show y'all because I just got it completed today. Let's see. Not that. What y'all doing here? Showing my stuff. Give me just a moment here. What was that? Hold on. There you go. So we got our class already set up. This is the book. It's 78 pages. 78 pages. Chat GPT for Grown Folks 101. It's already set up. So once you come into the class, you'll be able to, I'll provide you with the link and you'll be able to download it. And, this is a book that you can use for whatever. It's already done. It's already completed. What was I going to say? I sent out the email today. All right. So I did send out the email. And so so make sure if you signed up and you're like, I didn't get an email yet, check your junk email list or folders, right? To make sure that you get it. Okay. But they were sent out. And, but if you still just, I know some of y'all got the Atari 2600 computers. That's okay. I'm not going to crack on you. Okay. But for those of you got the Atari 26 computers and you can't pull it up, that's okay. Just email us directly at care@sambatree.com and we will send the link to you. Okay. But if you don't see it, make sure you check your junk folders. Okay. Because they are, and I did send it out right under an hour ago. So you could check that out there. So that's tomorrow. Make sure you sign up for it. There's still room, plenty of room. Go to our Samba Tree. Where is it? Go here. Sorry, sambatree.com. And then you want to go to Samba University, and it's right there. Click on it. And and we're going to have a lot of fun there. Okay, so make sure you check that out. Again, Samba University, Chat GPT for Grown Folks. Make sure you check that out. Okay, so let's get right to it. Someone had a question. They said, what do you recommend to use for energy? Well, there's a lot of things. Ginger, for one. You got any ginger in the house? Any kind of ginger? Ginger is a great way that you can get some ginger, get some energy. But let's think of some other things too. Citrus for sure. Any kind of citrus fruits that you may have. If you have a juicer, and what you can do is get some. And these are some things that immediately come to mind. But we're going to actually use a tool to get you some other things that you can think about too. Okay. But yeah, another thing that comes to mind is if you can get if you have some oranges, or like some people say oranges, if you got some oranges or you got some lemons, and juice them and then add some ginger to it as well, man, you got it going on. So you said ginger powder. Yeah, there you go. That's a great start. So you can make it into ginger powder, and then you want to sweeten it. That's why I was saying, like, if you have oranges or any kind of citrus, you could use that. Or what you could do is with ginger powder, you can make it into a tea if you want something hot. Here in Arizona, it's 99 degrees. So if you happen to be in Arizona, I don't think you're looking for anything hot. But if you still are, that would be a great thing to do. But let's do this. Okay, so what we're going to do, let me pull it up for you here. We are going to go to our Baba Herb Assistant. Okay, we're going to do that. We'll be actually looking at that while we're here live. And let's take a look. I'll make it bigger for you so you can see it. Okay, so a little bit bigger so you can see it there. All right, so we're going to take your question, Kim, and we're going to see what are some of the things that we could do to get some energy. All right, so let's go. All right. Herbs. and fruits we can use to get some energy. All right. And this is just answering the question directly. Let's see. Let's do that. Go and ask the question. Here you go. To boost your energy naturally using herbs and fruits. It's specifically, well, we have it tailored where it's pulling from things from Africa. So here we go. So moringa is one. Let's see what else. I'm trying to think of, you see the list here. There's a whole bunch of things here. I'm trying to go to the things that most likely you're probably going to have in your house. Okay. But you see the list here. Sour sop juice, if you got that. Mango, get some mango in you. You could get some, if you have some dates, of course. Bananas are great, because they have that potassium. And here are some example drinks that you can make. Some tonics, ginger moringa powder tea. And there's the instructions there on how to make it. Hydration, of course. You also want to make sure that you're drinking plenty of water. Are you doing that, Kim? And are you getting, how much sunlight are you getting? These are some of the basic things that you could do, making sure you get exposure to plenty of sunlight if you can. Making sure that you're moving around as well. You're getting a little, doing your exercise thing. Now, if it's like in the middle of the day, like for us, no, it's not. I mean, we're at 3 in the afternoon. If you're on the East Coast, it's probably 6. I know in the middle of the day, another thing I would say too is oftentimes our bodies, we get a little sleepy during the middle of the day. That's normal. Go with it. It's okay. I'm going to tell you, I fight it. I always fight it. I'm like, no, I'm going to get through it. You have all these other cultures that they have a midday thing. In some Asian cultures, in the middle of the day, their break includes taking a nap. When you go down to places like Mexico, they have the siesta. In the middle of the day, you take a nap. In America, we call it lazy. Ain't that something? But that's your body trying to tell you, hey, listen, it's time for you to take a rest. Okay. Now, let me ask you. Now, here's another thing to keep in mind. If this is something that has been going on for a while, now we're talking that could be dealing with some more deeper issues. You know what I'm saying? That is kind of what I wanted to talk about today, and that is Candida. I actually have a post that I just posted over on Samba Tree talking about Candida and what it can do. Some of the things that Candida, what it does is it basically can contribute to you having a brain fog, you being very lethargic and all of that. I'll actually show you the post, and we'll actually come back here to Baba Herb Assistant, and we're going to find out some things we can do to address that. Okay. But Candida is one. And also if you're dealing with parasites is another thing, that all people deal with at some level. Especially if you eat meat, you're going to parasites at some level, you're going to be dealing with that. And I'm actually looking into doing a cleanse real soon myself, and just wanting to cleanse my body of many of these things as possible. And but anyway, let me go to our Samba Tree page here. And where was I going? Okay, so let me go back there. I'll pull this up here. So what you do again, you just go to sambatree.com. When you want to get to the blog, you just click on blog, which is up here. And this is the post that I just posted today. Got cravings, bloating, and brain fog. Candida might be the culprit. And so what is Candida? Candida is a type of yeast or fungus that naturally lives in your body in small amounts. It's harmless. But when things like sugar, antibiotics, or stress knock your gut out of balance, Candida multiplies like crazy, turning into a full-blown fungal takeover. So for people like Kim, I'm just putting it out there. I'm not saying Kim has this, but like she just mentioned, we're not saying Kim has this, but for people who will say, hey, listen, I've been dealing with being tired a whole lot. My energy is low. one thing that you should ask yourself is, one of many things is, do you notice that you've been having a lot of cravings for sugar? Have you been dealing a lot with stress? Or have you been taking antibiotics? Those are things that, just these are things that when you're going through your list of possibilities, these are things you should ask. Okay. Especially if, cravings for sugar or sweet things, those are things that you should consider. And if you've been listening to me, I know recently, and I was talking about grapefruit, juicing grapefruit and making sure it has seeds in it. If you can get grapefruit with seeds in it, the seeds has something in it. That bitter taste is very important. It's very, very important. And what it can actually do is rewire those cravings that you have, where you honestly don't even want to crave those things anymore. So that's something that, again, if you do have cravings like this, that can be contributing to why you may feel tired or maybe have low energy. So that's something to consider. They say Candida overgrowth creeps in slowly. The subtle stuff like sugar or bread cravings that won't quit. If you're farting, gas, bloating, or weird digestion, if you've been experiencing that, every time you sit down somewhere, and you gotta let something out, or you gotta wait till everybody in the room is laughing and you trying to blend in. You know what I'm saying? No, if that's all, hey, we all know the tricks, okay? If that's going on, that could be Candida. If you notice that your tongue, it has a coating on it. Some people, they don't even, we just go through life and we don't even pay attention to even our tongue. That's why we tell people all the time, make sure you got a tongue scraper. But if you notice your tongue is just really white, that could be an issue there. Your dry, itchy scalp, that's another one. It could also, I think some of the other symptoms could be, itching in your private area for women, yeast infections, things like that. Those are all things that could contribute to this. The wait a minute signs on constant fatigue or brain fog, mood swings, irritability or mild depression, recurring yeast infections, skin flare-ups like eczema or psoriasis. And then it goes on, right? And what are some of the solutions there? Of course, we got things like black seed oil, oregano oil, and then there's some example recipes and things you could check out there. But Candida is something that you definitely want to consider. This is just for everybody. I'm not just talking to our dear sister Kim here, but everybody. If if you're noticing some of these things here that, cravings that you've been having a lot, like I remember for the longest, I got to give me a donut. I got to just one donut, maybe two. You know what I mean? It's just like, every other day, that's got to be part of my diet. Seriously. And ever since I'm just talking for me now, ever since I've been drinking that grapefruit, I'm telling y'all, I haven't had any desire for that. None. Absolutely none. For real. You're welcome, Kim. You're welcome. I haven't had any desire. So I'm telling you. So you may want to look up grapeseed extract too. That's another thing too. Grapeseed extract. But, if you're not able to get the grapefruit with the seed in it, you may want to look up grapeseed extract and see if you can work that into your daily regimen. Because what I've noticed, and Nicole, she noticed it too, grapefruits that do not have seeds in it, they tend to taste a little bit sweeter, and they don't really have that soury taste that many of us grew up with when we would get grapefruit. That's why most of us, we avoided it at lunchtime. We would just go with oranges because they're sweeter. But that soury taste is so very important. It's very, very, very important. And it does contribute to curtailing your appetite and all that other stuff and our cravings for sweet things and all of that stuff. And so let's go back here because I told that was actually what I wanted to talk about in this broadcast here. So yeah, so all of our other blog posts and all that, make sure you check that out over on sombertree.com. Okay, so let's go back to, and if anybody else has any kind of questions or anything like that for me, yours truly, you could definitely ask them while we're here. Okay. And, or if not, you could leave us a comment on whatever platform you're looking at, or you can go to, when you go to sombertree.com, remember we got Miss Ronnie on the bottom left-hand corner. You just click on there, and any questions relating to things we have in the store, she'll be able to answer that. But anything else beyond what we have in the store, make sure you come to Baba Herb Assistant, okay? And that's where we're here now. So let's go here, since we're back here, let's go and do a search for Candida again, and we're going to ask some things that we can do to rid ourselves of that, okay? So give me a moment, let me type that in, okay? Can you give some recipes of recipes that will aid in ridding? Am I spelling that right? Candida. Okay, Candida, ridding Candida. Let's see. And you can also go like this. You could say, I do like a lot of fruits. I do like fruit. Okay. That's just just a preference. Okay. So we're going to do that. For my mom, she is on high blood pressure meds, alternative to grapefruit. Well, let's look at that too. By the way, grapefruit, it actually is low in sugar. It's sweet, but it's actually low in sugar. But let's look that up too. Okay, Kim? All right. So let's ask this first. Let's see. You are looking for naturally combat Candida overgrowth. Okay, so Candida thrives on refined sugars, dairy, yeast, alcohol, and processed grains. Okay, it gives us all that. All right, so here's some things that you can look up. And even if we don't sell it, just take note of it and order it somewhere else and you can get it, okay? So here's a recipe here, Candida cleansing herbal detox tea, dried pau de arco bark, crushed olives, thyme, soursop leaves, and then the juice of a lime, and they just break it all down for you. Here's another one, low sugar fruit smoothie, half a green apple or guava, soursop pulp, chia seeds, turmeric powder, grated ginger, and juice of a lime, and unsweetened coconut water. And there's some other ones too, salad bowl, neem and guava flush. And here's one here. They're even offering. We can generate a spreadsheet style plan with teas, smoothies, and meals to support Candida cleansing. And like I said, we have a proclivity. We kind of lean towards herbs and stuff that come from the Caribbean or Africa. But these are things that you can still order. You can get pretty much anywhere, at least online anyway. But if you say, hey, listen, I want to go beyond that, you could do that too, and they will do it. All right. So make sure you come here, and it will give you some solutions, some practical solutions, even produce for you a meal plan that you can customize to whatever you want. Okay. All right, let's move on. So I'm going to go back to what Kim is asking here. I wonder, can I copy this? All right. Okay. So let's type that in. Okay. So we're going to say, I have a friend who I'm sorry, deals alternative fruits to that she can enjoy that are energy producing. Okay, spell that right. Now, let's see. I have a friend who deals with high blood pressure. Are there any alternative fruits to grapefruit that she can enjoy that are energy producing? I know right off the bat will definitely be bananas. Soursop again, if you can get your hands on that. You could do like a soursop tea if you got soursop leaves. That's one. Guava. If you go to the store, most grocery stores, they will have guava, right? You can get it. Don't get, like, if you go to the grocery store and they say we got guava juice, or sometimes they'll have like a guava puree. Make sure it's 100% and they're not adding sugar to that. A lot of times they will add sugar to it and it kind of defeats the purpose. So, but some places they will, if you go to an international store, they will actually sell the fruit. So you want to check that out. Like I said, without question, bananas for sure. Mangoes, that's another one you can consider. Papaya, same thing. Watermelon, we ain't there yet. Oh, actually, I got an email right in not too far from where I live. They're actually selling watermelon. And I was like, oh, do I bother making a trip? Am I being too anxious right now? But yeah, if you're fortunate enough, well, the stores do sell watermelon, but they're, me, I'm always thinking seeded. So if you can find seeded, that would be great. If you got to go with seedless, hey, you could do that, but there's always extra benefit when you have those seeds. That's why I don't like playing that down. But, you could do that. I mean, you ain't going to die, by eating it. But, yeah, you get your hands on that. And here are some examples of some tonics and other things that you can make. Here's a papaya mint energizer. Wow, that sounds good. Papaya, banana, grated ginger, chia seeds, mint leaves, and a cup of spring water or coconut water. That sounds great. Here's another one here. Here's extra herbs for high blood pressure support. Hibiscus. That's one. Moringa, lemongrass, baobab fruit powder. And then what this thing will do, Baba Herb Assistant, it will generate, if you like, it will do a whole food plan for you, like I said earlier. And so, yeah. So, and make sure too, just so I'm covering myself, this is not to replace your doctor, whatever. Make sure you following if she's under some medical care, make sure she's following that. We're not telling you that, but eventually that would be nice if you can wean off of that, but one day at a time. But these are some things that you can consider with that. So make sure you guys, if all you got to do is go to sombertree.com. That's all you got to do. We have a link that will take you right to Baba Herb Assistant. A lot of the questions that you may have, or you're just thinking about, or maybe you're curious about something, you could just go right there and it will answer the questions for you. And it'll give a lot of details. It'll give a whole lot of details of options, and you can customize it however you want to customize it. And it just does a lot. And I just wanted to show you guys that. Also on our Instagram, we also have an AI assistant on there too. If you go on our Instagram page and then you click on, if you look at the description, you click on, there's a link there. Just click on that. That's a separate assistant that we created, and it's similar, but Baba Herb Assistant has the most, I think, in my opinion. So you can check that too. So yeah, so any questions that ever come to mind, make sure you check those resources out first. And then, but we're here to help, at any time at all. If you have any other questions, or, if you, let's say, have a suggestion of things that we should carry, let us know. There's a ton of things out there we should be carrying. We're not carrying for whatever reason. But if you have a suggestion for things that you would like to see us carrying in sombertree.com, let us know. We'll be more than happy to look into it and see what we can do. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. That's all I have. Like I said, I wasn't really trying to keep people here too long, but I just wanted to jump in here and do our weekly news update for you and bring that up. And for today, it was Candida. And we want to talk about that. Next week, we may get into parasites. That's a whole nother topic, too, that we should be talking about as well. So, okay, that's all I have for you guys. Thank you so much for tuning in. You guys take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend, and we'll see you next time. Take care.